Well, the Oscars announced some changes, and apparently you now have to watch the films. How about that? Can you believe that the Oscar voters in the past didn't have to prove that they watched all of the films in a given category? Which is very clear when you look at last year and Anora winning Best Picture and Best Director, and oh my God, right? Worst Oscars Best Picture in the history of the Academy. So now, because of that, I'm going to assume, I have to assume, you can see here, THR, Oscar voters can no longer vote in a category unless they've seen all the nominees. Now, let's get the details. I'm actually going to go to the wrap. One of the first times we've ever done that. This article is very simple, very straightforward. I think it's perfect for what we need to do here. Thanks for being here. MMT updates on this Monday. So the new rule is the most significant. A bunch of new regulations approved today. They take place March of next year, as the Oscars are that month. Now, in the past, voters have been on an honor system, encouraged to see every nominee before voting, but the Academy did not make it a requirement in most categories. So now they're going to have to either prove through their screener link that they've watched it, or they have to fill out a form, essentially, that they saw it at one of the screenings here across Los Angeles. Maybe you're a member in London, wherever it is, that you have proof that you sat through it and watched these films, which is crazy, right? You think about the responsibility of being an Oscars voter, and you don't have the basic requirement of watching the movies. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. A bunch of other changes enacted, but basically the big takeaway is they're going to try to, like the BAFTAs, really dial in on and nail down the voters in the Academy watching all the films. And it sounds really simple, right? It should be that way. And it sounds like that is what we're going to finally be closer to getting. The other thing they're talking about here is AI. All right, you got films like, remember last year, The Brutalist, criticized for use of AI in the film. So now they're coming through with these new kind of guidelines saying, here's what we want to see. Is this 100% AI? How much AI is in this? So that the voters are aware and they can choose if they want to reward a film that uses more AI or a film that does not rely on AI. That is up to the voter, the preference. But I do like the disclosure of that, because I know a lot of us have a problem. We don't want to see movies turn into some kind of AI fest. We want things to at least be creatively created by human beings. At least I do. Hopefully you do too.